You remember a couple years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, this very romanticized message started to proliferate, which was all you have to do is move.
Yes. Oh my God.
All you
Yes.
have to do is move, and if you move, then you'll be bigger, stronger, faster. You'll heal your injuries. You'll fix all the world's problems, and best of all, you can stand on your pedestal and look down on everyone else who's not doing the same thing that you're doing.
Yes. Yes. I remember
And
this.
and to me, that's just one, there's so much arrogance there, but also there's just not enough specificity there.
Mhm.
Because what is the movement that you're saying is so good, and what is the person? You can't assume that everyone has the same needs. So it's far too vague. And while moving more may be better than not moving at all, again, there's just not enough specificity there. So whenever I was first creating the animal flow system, I've always been a huge fan of attempting to understand the human anatomy better,
Mhm.
which meant that whenever I was drawn towards quadrupedal movement, and again, this is coming from my time of a brief exploration in. And let me actually just back up for just a moment. I was a personal trainer from the time that I was 19 years old, and I did all the things. I eventually found myself in a place where I was just wanted to lift heavy things and be as big as I could, and I did that for a couple years. And then I just realized, hey, I really need a change. I want to do something different. And that's when I got into body weight training. That's when I got into movement training. And I just realized at the time there was something that just drew me to having hands and feet in contact with the ground. I don't know why, but I was just drawn towards any locomotion I did. I was drawn towards, I practiced breakdancing for a little while. So I was drawn towards just anything that put my hands and feet in contact with the ground. So when I decided that I wanted to make a system based on quadrupedal positions, I was looking through the lens of the human musculoskeletal system. And my understanding then, and of course, my understanding has grown since the system has grown,
Mhm.
but for every single movement, there is a rationale for why the foot is here, why the ankle is here, why the arm is here, why we're transitioning through this particular plane of motion, how we can progress, how we can modify, how we can deconstruct. So there is a tremendous amount of thought that goes into tailoring the system so that we can use each movement as a specific movement to elicit a very specific response. So let's say, as an example, maybe I decide that I only want to practice flow, and that's where what I enjoy the most. And I just decide that I want to go and I want to do animal flow, and the system lends itself to that. But
Mhm.
also, we can look at every single movement as a specific tool. And I can say, all right, well, this specific movement may give me the opportunity for closed chain, internal, external glenohumeral rotation. It gives me the opportunity for extension, rotation, and lateral flexion through the spine. It gives me the opportunity for hip extension. And that's just one movement. So if I have an athlete or if I have someone who has limited time, I go, hey, here's a great movement, big bang for your buck. This is going to complement whatever else you're doing.
Mhm.
Or maybe I'm looking at it from more of a biomotor perspective or biomotor ability perspective. And I'm saying, okay, I've got this person who's spending a lot of time in the strength, power, speed realm, but they're not really doing much for their flexibility, mobility, stability, coordination. Hey, here are a couple of movements that you can do so you can start to fill in those gaps. Or maybe I've got a yogi in front of me and I say, hey, you're spending a lot of time in the balance, flexibility, stability area, but I want to make you more explosive. So my whole point is that while yes, this can be a system about flow, I most pride myself on the fact that each movement is a specific tool to elicit a specific response. And that's why I started with that whole romanticization thing about all you have to do is move, because I do believe that movement can be very powerful in the right way when applied to the right person.